Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Zubairuddin Mohammed. Currently, I work as a senior platform security engineer in Blue Cross Blue Shield Association. Today we are AI-powered multi-cloud security. We'll be discussing on it and why it is so important. Welcome, everyone. Today we are discussing the transformation of cloud production in modern era. We will explore how AI is shifting our approach to threat detection, compliance, and DevSecOps across different cloud environments like AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. Cloud security landscape. Why are we here? The landscape is shifting rapidly with the explosion of containers, Kubernetes, and serverless architecture. Our attack surface have grown exponentially. Traditional reactive security simply cannot keep pace with this velocity. So the challenges in modern multi-cloud environment that we are facing are the tangible pain points that we are seeing. We are seeing a lack of centralized, persistent misconfiguration and alert fatigue within security teams. These challenges aren't just technical issues. They are business risk that really increases the breach potentially and operational cost, and it's not good for any organization if we not consider security as so serious. So the AI is transforming cloud security. This is where AI challenges the game. It's not just more data; it's more about smarter data. AI allows us to correlate millions of events, predict attack patterns, and automate the remediate process. Most of us from reactive to proactive security. So we have a tool called Prisma Cloud tool. That's something we leverage within our organization, which is really one of the best tool that I came across, which is owned by Palo Alto. To address these needs, we look at the platform like Prisma Cloud. This is a unified cloud native security platform that covers everything from posture management and workload protection to identify infrastructure as a code security across all major cloud providers, which can include AWS, GCP, Azure. It's really one of the best tools that I came across, which is owned by Palo Alto. Enterprise security architecture. So here is how the architecture functions is in practice. So by integrating AI analytics directly into our CI/CD pipeline and the runtime environment, we create a continuous feedback loop between developers, SOC dashboard, and incident response team. So it will be easier to identify if there is any threat or if there is any vulnerabilities, so we can be notified and our security team can take an action before we deploy any code into our production environment. AI driven threat detection. How does AI actually detect threats? The answer is very clear. What it does, it continuously baselines behavior. What it does is it always analyzes the traffic. Like we have an traffic going on internally within our AWS environment, or maybe we can get the traffic from outside of our organization as well. In fact, we have different security policies as well, like in place security services in place like WAF, ANF, network firewall, and in AWS, right? But still, right? So AI works differently. What it does is it analyzes the network traffic. It analyzes the API calls and container events. So by understanding what normal looks like, it can instantly flag anomalies like movement or zero-day exploit significantly reduce our false positive as well, where we can spend our time into more stuff while AI does its own stuff. So continuous compliance management. So why it is really important to us, right? Compliance is no longer a periodic just a check of a box from my point of view, right? With automate policy validation and real time, we can maintain continuous compliance for framework like HIPAA, GDPR, and NEST, ensuring we are always audit ready to make sure whenever we get audited, so we have enough documents, and that's something it can be provided within our Prisma tool as well. That's something we can leverage and we can make it accomplished and make things life over easier. As when audit comes, like everything is like so different. So DevSecOps integration, we are shifting security left by embedding scanning for secret vulnerabilities and ISC directly into development pipeline. We catch issues before they reach production. This is lower cost and accelerated secure delivery. It's always better before we deploy any code into production. It's better to deploy in development and catch if there are any vulnerabilities, and before deploying it, just to make sure those vulnerabilities has been fixed. It depends on your critical, high, and medium, low, based on the risk identified by our tool. That something can be fixed before we deploy it in the prod environment. So enterprise security governance. So we are shifting governance is backbone of security at scale. We must enforce zero trust policy. We always have to maintain least privilege model. Always make sure to manage the least privilege model and identify access. Always you have to have something like access monitoring is in place, access reviews are in place, like maybe yearly or quarterly, or I would strongly suggest to do in my organization. I suggest to do an access review at least quarterly. That is very important. And make sure the data classification, right? Tagging the data classification is very important. Identify when you're dealing with PHI or SPE data, it is very important for data classification policies as well. This really ensures the security standardized and enforceable across the entire enterprise. So, what would be the best practice to build resilient operations? Focus uh, Focus on automation and centralized logging by leveraging AI assistant investigations and infrastructure as a code. We reduce complexity and allow our team to focus on high value security initiatives rather than the manual task. Real world benefits, right? What is the return on investment? Organization that implement these practices sees the faster threat detection, reduced incident response time, and improve maturity in their DevSecOps practices. Securely, the bottleneck is and become business enabler. Going to the next slide. Future of AI-powered cloud security. Looking ahead, the future is bright. We are moving towards autonomous security operations, AI-driven copilots, even cloud digital twins. The ultimate version is a self-healing cloud environment, though. Recommendations for enterprise leader. So definitely there are a list of things that we identified, right? Adopt unified cloud security platform, leverage AI for threat detection, always implement the zero trust policies, and perform continuous assessment cloud risk, perform risk assessments as well, and enable security into DevSecOps, automates compliance monitoring, secure containing containers and Kubernetes, and invest in governance and security culture. So looking ahead, right? Um, This is very important. And to summarize our recommendation and adopt a unified platform, embedded security into our development lifecycle, lean heavily into automation and zero trust. Proactive cyber risk management is the only way to secure a modern multi-cloud ecosystem, though. Any questions on this? How can organizations effectively leverage AI-driven security platform to improve threat detection, compliance management, and risk reduction across multi-cloud environments? Yes, yes. Organization can leverage AI-driven security platform by implementing unified solutions that provide centralized visibility across different cloud environments like AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. AI and machine learning continuous analysis cloud activity to detect anomalies, prioritize critical threats, and reduce the false positives, enabling faster incident response. Integrating security into CI/CD pipeline through DevSecOps allow vulnerabilities to be identified early, while continuous compliance monitoring automate adhere to standards such as GDPR, PCI DSS, and CIS benchmarks. Together, I think these capabilities strengthen our security posture, improve compliance, and reduce overall cloud risk. What are the key architectural, governance, and operational considerations when implementing cloud native security and DevSecOps practices at enterprise scale? Successful implementation required a cloud native architecture with centralized security, zero trust principles, and protection for containers, Kubernetes, and serverless workloads. Strong governance include standardized security policies, identify and access management, policy automation, and continuous compliance monitoring. Operationally, organization should integrate automated security testing, infrastructure as a code, scanning, continuous monitoring, and incident response in our DevSecOps pipelines. Though combining these practices with cross-functional collaboration, it helps to build secure, scalable, and resilient cloud environments. Thank you. I really appreciate your time. You have a wonderful day. Thank you.